Choosing an international surgeon is not like choosing one at home. It's a different world. Patients don't start by comparing surgeons. They start by noticing which names already feel familiar. Before credentials are reviewed or results are analyzed, a mental shortlist has already started to form, quietly, subconsciously. And most surgeons are not on that list. Not because they lack skill, but because they were never encountered early enough to be considered. Selection doesn't begin with logic. It begins with recognition. A name seen before feels easier to trust, even without clear reasoning. Familiarity reduces perceived risk. In a high-stakes decision, that matters more than most surgeons realize. Patients don't say, "I recognize this name." They say, "This one feels right." That feeling is doing the work. By the time patients start actively researching, they are not exploring widely. They are narrowing options that already feel known. They revisit names they've seen before, often without realizing how those names first entered their awareness. Those impressions form across places patients already trust and visit regularly, not just inside clinic-controlled environments. Independent platforms, discussions, articles, and references create a pattern. That pattern signals credibility without saying it directly. Each appearance reinforces the last. Repetition across different sources builds a sense of legitimacy over time. Eventually, one name stands out. Not because it is proven superior, but because it feels established. Other surgeons may have equal or better results, but without that repeated exposure, they feel like unknown risks. This gap is rarely visible to the surgeon, but it is decisive for the patient. Most surgeons believe they are competing on skill, outcomes, and price. In reality, they are competing on recognition that forms before comparison even begins. When recognition is already in place, evaluation becomes confirmation, not discovery. Patients look for reasons to validate the name they already feel comfortable choosing. That shifts the entire dynamic. You are no longer trying to win. You are being confirmed. Without that early recognition, even strong clinics are forced into direct comparison. And comparison introduces doubt, hesitation, and second-guessing. It also opens the door for competitors who already feel more familiar. By the time a patient is comparing options, the outcome is often already leaning in one direction. The surgeon who feels known has an advantage that is hard to overcome at that stage. This is why being discovered during the patient's search is a disadvantage, not a win. You are entering the process after preference has already started to form. And once preference forms, logic tends to follow it, not challenge it. That is how patients end up choosing a surgeon they feel confident in, even if they can't fully explain why. The decision feels clear, obvious, justified. But that clarity was built long before the moment of choice. Through repeated exposure in environments the patient already trusted. Without that exposure, even exceptional surgeons are filtered out early. Not rejected, simply never considered. Being seen isn't the goal. Being selected is. The International Positioning Review shows where your name is missed.